Well, hello, and welcome to the Reset Chat Lounge Sunday Social. And what we're doing is we're doing these weekly every Sunday, and then the very last Sunday of every month, starting on the 28th of December, we are going to do a live social. So we're going to just come together and fellowship and maybe do some taste tests and just kind of have some just an hour of just spending some time together and seeing one another if you are local to the Flagler and the Palm Coast, or if you want to come visit. We've got room, trust me. And it's probably going to be at my house, and we may be sharing out depending on what happens in the future. But I really love and very much miss our in-person socials that we were doing weekly. So what we're doing is we're doing these Zooms, just check-ins, just to kind of keep us within the community and keep that fresh in our mind, and open the channel for any questions, or like, hey, this is what's worked for me, or let's celebrate my win, or hey, I'm really having a downtime right now and I need some community support here. So that is really what we're all about. And just kind of recognize that we are all on our own individual journey. So we're not, it's not cut and paste. It's not everybody is and every one of us is very different as far as where we are, where we want to be. But we all are here to just learn from one another and improve as we go. Right, make better choices in the future, just live a better and better life, and that's really just kind of the goal, that what we're doing. And it is very much more of the good and less of the bad. So it's not strict rules. It's not like, hey, I did right or I did wrong. It is just, let me lean on bringing in more of the good and being around more of the good, and less of the stuff that's not necessarily positive for me, that as far as my longevity and just kind of how I feel and what I really want to bring to this, to my life. So holidays are here. We're right in the middle of it, and it is definitely not a normal life for most of us. There's a lot of changes. We've got travel, we've got family, we've got a lot of food and a lot of food triggers. We've got the holidays and expectations that are kind of wrapped up in there, a lot of emotion, and honestly, even just our schedule, our rhythm is completely off for most of our the holiday season. And then we bring in a lot of things that we do to ourselves, as far as just things aren't where they should be. And that causes a lot of stress. And there's a lot of money stress involved as well for many of us, because, of course, we've got just extra spending that happens during the holidays. And that's just kind of reality. All of that really does a lot more. We're talking good, more of the good, less of the bad. It brings in a lot more of the bad and less of the good for us during that time, from a stress perspective. Now we can manage that, and we can look at that and kind of guide that differently. There are stress reducing techniques and stuff, but what we're really looking at tonight is just not with the expectations of being perfect, but staying where we are supported, and we're around community, and we just know that we have people that we can reach out to, and we know that there's other people on the same journey and dealing with the same things that we all are. So we're never alone and never on a desert island like it looks like my background is right now. So if you are trying to just keep your head above water right now, you're doing good. You're doing good. Okay. So just realize that this is a very high stress time frame for a lot of us. And so the expectation shouldn't be, I'm going to be Superwoman, or I'm going to be Superman man, right? This is real life, and I'm a real person, and I'm dealing with real issues that as we go on. So I'm going to throw out a testimony real quick. And in the future, what we're going to do is we're going to invite any of you guys that want to throw in a testimony. A lot of it's going to be like over the tools and products that we use. But it could be very much like, hey, this really kind of added value to me. James and I just got back from our trip from Florida to California. This is an annual trip for us, and it's 5 days travel there because we bring our dog, and then we spent this time 2 weeks with them, and then 5 days travel back. So I'm just gonna actually do my testimony just on the travel itself. So when we're traveling, we don't want to stop and eat. We have our dog with us, and so we are kind of eating as we go. And I definitely want to feel good as I go, and I don't want to completely throw everything out the window just because I have, I've changed my environment and changed my plans. So I'll tell you the three things that very, very much, actually, yeah, the three things that very much helped me on the trip. One is our protein powder. And that is something that I had every day. And it just varied as far as when I had it. And I literally would pop into a gas station or pop into a truck stop, get ice and water. They gave it to me for free every single time in my little shaker cup. I added the protein powder, and it was like, boom, instant, really good. I'll tell you what's interesting is how I started each day, just because I was like, okay, we just packed up, we're ready to go. I need to eat something so that my brain starts working. These beef sticks, and it's so funny. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get them closer to me. Yes, beef sticks. I was never a fan of beef sticks because beef sticks are real to me because of what they put in it. It's more of the other parts of the animal that I don't really like the gristle and the cartilage and just kind of the connecting tissues is actually very healthy for you if the animal was raised and fed correctly. It is unhealthy for us if it's not. So the fat is bad if it's like industrial raised, and then the fat and the connective tissues, all the gristle and stuff is actually really good for us. Um, Everybody eating collagen, right? It's actually very, very good for our bodies, but it really depends on how it's raised. And I'm so, so, so happy that Riverbend Ranch came out with these because I absolutely love. And I know it's the best meat around, and the fact that it's US raised and they control the whole source. So I can just go on and on about that. But it really helped me kind of stop with the hanger in the first in the morning. And then I was like able to settle, and we got on the road, and then I'd get my drink, and I'd usually put some Activate C in there because I always like doing the extra like daily Activate C when I'm traveling, just as a bump to my immune system. So that's my testimony. Um, and like I said, in the future, what we're going to do is we're going to invite others on to do their own testimony. I just don't want to kind of throw it at you guys while we're for this first one. And please please give me some slack here because this is definitely our first one. But I'm really really excited about like bringing in everybody and doing Q&A afterwards and just kind of like rolling through this. This is an invite to everybody available. What we do is we just talk about what's working for us and what's not working for us. And then at the end, it's an optional Q&A. People can ask questions, kind of like for the folks that are on our three and have gone through a challenge. Very similar to what Susan does. She does a kind of an intro and information at the beginning, and then she does Q&A at the very end. So I am going to talk about travel, and I'm also going to talk about like holiday plans from an eating perspective, because that's usually food triggers and everything around food is so prevalent during the holidays. And I'll tell you one thing that really helped me when I was in California visiting family for the 2 weeks. They are very heavy on a lot of noodles and rice and bread and crackers and chips and pretzels. And if anybody knows me, that is not my norm. I will bring those in, but I will definitely lean on protein and non-starchy veggies first, and then I'll kind of figure out, if I want some extras and stuff. So I was completely backwards. And I'll tell you, I had some things with me, and I had that flexibility that I can kind of make my own. And that's the big thing, is if I'm going over to somebody's house or if I'm at somebody's house, if I can do something where I can, make a few things my own, or even just kind of have them to snack. I had some nitrate-free ham ready to go, and I had some ground beef that I had kind of cooked up, and I did a pot roast. I borrowed their crock pot and did pot roast and made my little, um, meals just so I can grab it if for some reason they're going out to eat and they're grabbing Whataburger or whatever, and I just want something to eat that's a little Stacia friendly. Let's say that, please, because I want to feel good and continue, having a fun time while I'm visiting family. But protein first. I just want to keep it simple. I don't want to like dive into like really kind of really extra seasoning or complicated recipes or anything like that. I did make my favorite for them and they loved it, which was the what was it called? Spaghetti squash lasagna casserole. And if you guys want the recipe, it's not really a recipe. I just kind of piece it together, but it is the best thing. We make it almost every week, if not just every 2 weeks. So that's, that it's very, very within that norm for us. And the idea of not skipping meals, that was really, really, really big for me. Even if I'm like, oh, we're going to eat in like 2 hours, but I don't know what their time schedule is, and we're kind of like beholden to them as far as like, how to get there. And it's LA, and gosh, it takes 2 hours to get anywhere. Um, so I would eat just a little bit. So if I was hungry, I would eat a little bit. I wouldn't eat a full meal. I would eat really mini meals just to kind of keep me stable and level. So I never got to that, oh my gosh, I'm hungry. I need to eat now type of time frame. The other thing that really helped out during that is berberine. I don't know if you've seen that, but this is new for me. And I'm really loving this. There's so many positive things about this. I got it actually more from a detoxing perspective, but this is really good if I'm going to a meal and I know I'm gonna either have dessert or I'm gonna have like just higher glycemic meal. I pop one of those and it actually reduces the glycemic load of that meal and it helps settle my stomach. I definitely had it right before I ate. I never had it on kind of an empty stomach. But I'm a huge believer in this, and now I'm doing it twice a day. So my two basically biggest meals or my highest glycemic meals. Yesterday I had popcorn when we got back, yay! And or when we were coming back, and I had one of the burgers beforehand just to kind of keep it kind of chill. And I very much want to focus on nutrition. So any choice that I make, it is well, what's one step better that I could a decision that I can make as far as food goes. So that really helps out. And then the traveling, the shakes and the bars and the tools that are available that are just make it easy for us to kind of stay in tune with everything. Let me take a look. So it is 8:15. I did want to talk about the 7 healthy habits. And we've got 7 healthy habits that we always focus on, especially with R3. We've got nutrition, we've got hydration, we've got supplementation, we've got community, we've got silence, and we've got move. And there's one more. Did I say them all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did. Yes, absolutely. So we're going to talk about sleep in this go around. And I'll tell you, when I'm traveling and when I'm disrupting my schedule, sleep is such a winner for me as far as recovery. If I've had a bad day, if my timing is off and I do some extra sleep or I really kind of put in some good sleep, it makes such a difference. It makes a difference with my decision fatigue that happens during travel and also during the holidays. I just get to a point where I'm like, I cannot even deal with anything else anymore. And sleep really helps with that decision making itself, our resilience, our recovery from things. There's so many things that sleep helps with. And I'll tell you, I will never ever travel without this. So this is Rest Easy, and this is it's an herbal based what I call a nutritional, but it's basically a herbal based supplement. It does not overtake the body. It does not, and nothing I do does something for the body, which the body can do. All it's doing is giving the raw goods to the body, so it supports it, so it can actually do its thing, at peak performance, basically. But that Sleep Easy, it holds me through the whole night. So it's a time release type of technology. I don't even know what that is, but and it goes through, it doesn't get killed in the stomach acid, all of that stuff. So it's done right, and it's done with cofactors in there so that the body can actually use everything right when it needs it. So it really, really makes a difference. I've never been drowsy in the morning. I've never had a reaction to it. And I know a lot of people really love this. This was one of my first products that I used because it came so highly recommended. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. Poor sleep. I mean, even lack of patience, as far as, getting hangry and all that stuff, that all wraps back to sleeping, our sleep patterns and stuff. So, and it's not a luxury, it's a stabilizer. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And oh yeah, a couple of things, habits wise. Early night, get it. Early night is better than early morning. So an early night and just kind of get that sleep in. Winding down routine and then consistency. Consistency actually trumps length time. January 2nd is our first of three challenges that with the R3 reset that happens every year. So the first one, that's January 12th. That's when it starts. I've already registered. Registration is open on the R3. It used to be called Weight Loss Page, but now it's R3 Total Wellness. And I love it because that really, truly is more of a description of what it is. And I know it started, there was weight loss like 30 years ago. And she kept it. And so was so happy to see that change. And I'm really excited about next year because I know that there's a lot of things coming down the pike. And then also we have a new group. We have a new Facebook group that I am hosting, and it's called Health Hacks 4 with a number 4 Real Life. And I'll go ahead and send everybody the invite. But I've just kind of been putting some stuff in there. That is where all of our challenge information will be rolled out just in our group. That's also where we're all going to be sharing recipes and sharing ideas and things like that. That is just a support for anybody on a health journey, whether they are doing R3 or not, whether they're doing the challenge or not. It's just kind of a group page for everybody. So I really, that was one thing that we were missing. So I am going to go ahead and shut us off for the recording. And I hope anybody who wants to stick around for Q&A, please do. Otherwise, thank you for joining us and have a great, great week. And we will see you next Sunday.